everybody. Welcome to the Grace Grella Show. I'm Grace Grella, your intuitive host, and as always, we're here because it's all about you. We want to get you into the positive zone. We want to have those spirits moving you too, not just AJ and I, but everybody. It's, come on in, the water's fine. So I am blessed because the vibrations are so super high tonight because AJ Barrera is here. AJ, whoop, whoop, in the house. Hi, AJ.
Hello, Grace. How you doing? Thank you for having me.
I'm doing so fabulous because you are here. I am so blessed that you said that you'd do the show with me tonight. And we have to let the people know that, some things are worth waiting for, people. I waited a year to get a reading with this gentleman because I had watched him on Jeffrey Wan's and Brian Orlando's podcast, Medium Inc., on the Shark Radio, and I said, wow, this guy is awesome, and your energy just lit me up, and I said, I really needed to connect with you. And so that doesn't happen a lot. It takes somebody really special, and you are really special. And let me tell you, I had to sit on my hands through the whole reading, not to open up my mouth and confess who I was and how I found you, and until the end. And then I couldn't stand it anymore because they were giving me information for you, as you know.
Right.
And so it's just awesome that we connected and we found each other. I thanked Brian Orlando. Yesterday was his birthday. Happy birthday again, Brian. And he said he was going to call us tonight, so that'd be lovely if he can get through. And it's wonderful how the universe just connects the dots with everybody. Do you find that synchronistic happenstances are happening to you 24/7 as well?
All the time. Synchronicity is part of my life. And so when these moments happen, I feel like it's always meant to be at the right time, at the right moment. And even meeting certain clients of, their background, their profession, or either what they're going through. There's certain moments that will come through in a reading for a client that I always feel like that, maybe that's for me to walk away with. Maybe that's a message for me to understand. So I'm also learning with the client as well when these messages come through. But even with Jeff and Orlando and this is all part of synchronicity. This is all supposed to happen, and you're giving me an opportunity to share my awareness, my work on your platform. So thank you for allowing me to do this here today.
Oh, well, are you kidding? It's my pleasure, doll. So I'm always, my mission, I've decided to accept it, is to champion others that are gifted and to let everybody know. I must have been Paul Revere in another life, AJ is coming, AJ is coming. So it's my pleasure and privilege, truly. And I love, it was funny because Brian Orlando said to me, Grace, is it going to be all right, you and AJ? Is it going to be battling? Or I said, what? Are you crazy? We're not the Hatfields and the McCoys here. This is
right.
All right, people, patience. Mercury retrograde on steroids tonight. AJ, don't go away. We're going to bring you back. Okay, so we're streaming. We're still streaming. What we're trying to do here, I know Mercury's retrograde, but this is like a beyond the beyond explosion. I think it was because AJ's energy is just so fabulous and so fine-tuned. And I have the planet Uranus conjuncting my Mercury right now in the heavens, and we know what Uranus does, the interrupter, and Mercury is the planet of communications. Hello. And both of those things are happening in my 8th house in my chart, in my astrology chart. So communications, talking with dead people, the 8th house. So it's Uranus having fun with us. I think that's what this is. AJ, hang in there. We're going to reconnect you.
AJ's back.
I think you're good.
He's back? Are you back? AJ, are you there?
Oh my God, I'm here.
Oh God, see what your energy does?
Oh my God, this happens all the time. Anytime I do radio shows in person or even like this or any shows, it happens all the time. It just kicks off or something bad goes with electronics and plus we're in Mercury retrograde. So it's kind of one of these things. So
Yeah, and I'm thinking, even with Mercury retrograde, we never had, the system crash like this. And it's a brand new TriCaster.
No way.
Brand spanking new. Yeah. So I just chuckle. I mean, hopefully everybody else is hanging in there with us. I'm sure they are. But, it's sometimes it could just be so rude. It's like, boom. We'll show you really in charge.
Yeah, out of nowhere. I was just like, what the heck happened? I go, I'm checking. I go, internet's fine. I'm hooked up to hardwire. I'm like, what's going on here? I go, this is not happening at this very moment. But let it happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Thank you, powers that be. We acknowledge you're in control. Do not touch your TV dial. We're in the twilight zone now. Okay, right? That's what it is, AJ. We're in the twilight zone.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm so happy everybody's hanging in there with us. Nicole Schaefer, thank you, sweetie, for wishing us a great show. People are saying, oh, they thought it was their electronics. Hey, Angelo Conte, nice that you're tuning in. Okay, right off the bat, AJ, do you have any special before, God forbid, it craps out on us again? Crashes, let me amend that. Crashes, it's not going to crash again, but I want to make sure, are there events or things that people can look for to find you that are up and coming that you want to let them know about right now? Can they?
Yeah, absolutely. I do a lot of online events, like online beginners workshops, and I do advanced intermediate workshops. They're all online via Zoom. Those workshops are limited as well. I do online group readings, which are kind of like gallery readings. So think of it as in-person readings with a group of people. And I just do randomly readings where I just get, spontaneous readings where I just get pulled to certain people, and that can be found on my website on ajbarrera.com and on the events page itself there.
Okay, great. So
as well as everything else.
They just really have to go to your website, and they can get the download on everything. Okay, the team.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
And I'm going to be, eventually we are going to be doing live events, in LA County, Orange County, and start doing some traveling and start to get on the show again and start doing these events and helping more people. So that is going to be announced there again on the website. So just be patient, guys. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting for me to go back and start touring again. So I'm crossing my fingers that we get this all sorted out. And Grace gave me a great validation right beforehand, is just confirming what we're working on today. So thank you, Grace. Oh,
my pleasure. That Spirit told me to tell AJ that his moniker was Traveling Man. That's a Ricky Nelson throwback way back, but he was going to be the Traveling Man soon, and they showed me his bags being packed, and he laughed. He says, yeah, that's what's going on. So Spirit wanted to let him know he's not traveling alone. They're going to be with him. Yeah. Right? And
absolutely.
Don't you know, AJ, that you always feel that way, I'm sure, like, oh, this is a relief. I know I'm surrounded. I know I'm protected. How do the angels give you signs that they're around you?
Many ways that angels give me signs are, it could be random feathers. And I'm not just talking about like, a crow feather or whatever. It could be like a colored feather, like a red, orange, brown, a specific color. And when I get those feathers, I kind of think of it as angel's way of coming through and giving me messages. There's also part of numbers. I work a lot with numerology. I used to do numerology for quite some time and used to write for magazines as well, having my own column. But numbers are a way that they come through. So if you're seeing 111, that could be your angel around you, or 2, it could be that your thoughts are projecting, 444 to let you know that your angels or your guides are around you. So there's different messages that they're trying to communicate with us. But I think for me, a lot of it is either feathers, numbers, also a sense of feeling something in my solar plexus, in my gut, that I feel like, okay, that's just confirmation. And chills are always confirmation, not only from spirit, but also from my guides as well, to let me know that I'm on the right track of what I'm doing or what needs to be done.
Oh, absolutely. The truth chill, the truth check, I always call that. Now, AJ, how old were you when you started recognizing that you had the connection? going on?
Wow. So it's interesting, and I'm just going to do a backtrack on this because I never really had a near-death experience at all. I did not have a psychic vision. I did not see spirit, growing up. What happened was it was more so curiosity than anything. I grew up watching the X-Files, the Unexplained, Unsolved Mysteries, all these different paranormal shows, and I grew up watching different psychics and mediums on different television shows like Sally Jesse Raphael, Jenny Jones, Montel Williams, so on and so forth. And I grew up watching them. And I, to be quite honest, I was like, what a crock of BS. There's no way there's people out there that can talk to the dead or talk, give people a projection or give them their future. And I was kind of on my own journey trying to understand psychic work and mediumistic work because I did not really understand there was a difference. I did not understand it in itself. And I also grew up Catholic. So I actually was involved in my Catholic church of doing youth retreats and being involved there as well. So it was kind of taboo for me to be involved in dabbling in this work, if you will, because my parents are devout Catholics, my grandparents are, and they became kind of these individuals that said, if it comes from God, we trust the process. But my parents did not really want me to embrace it, but they nurtured me. They allowed it to me to kind of take my own path wherever it was. And I really thought they thought it was a phase, but when things happened for me, I actually started reading the tarot cards from 6th grade through 8th grade. So which is 10 or 12 years old, maybe 12, maybe 10 or 12, so, or maybe older, around that time frame. So I was reading tarot cards around my junior high school, telling people what I saw, what I felt, what was coming through. And I'm thinking at the time, after the three years of doing this work, I'm like, maybe I'm just a good guesser. Maybe I'm just guessing the information. Is this really real? Is it a figment of my imagination? I was trying to understand this and trying to understand my own work. Like, how am I making this connection? Because over the years, people said, like, you just build up energy. You just build up energy. And I'm like, how do you build up energy? Like, I was that kid that was always like asking, like, but why? But why? Because I wanted to know. I was like a sponge and I wanted to absorb everything. And, being in the library in elementary and also junior high, there wasn't a big bookshelf or book section on the New Age. It was maybe about 10 books, maybe 20 books. And they're all old and, worn apart and this and that. And maybe a couple people check them out. So that was where that happened, where the psychic thing kind of came in, more of the intuition, tarot card readings, and all that good stuff. But when I became aware of my mediumistic abilities, it was a freshman in high school, which is about, I think, 14, 15 years old, if I'm not mistaken. But in that time frame, my high school teacher, Ellen Marin, who is actually a medium herself, she's the one that told me I had the ability to communicate with the other side.
Oh, that's
I had no idea.
Fabulous.
That
you were put at the right place at the right time for all the right reasons for your mentor to be there.
Absolutely. And you know what? I gravitated towards this woman. Like, she was my high school teacher, and I had her for all 4 years of high school. I had her for art, AP, science, everything else. And I've just always had a class with her because I was always getting there early to school just to talk and know about this work. I was always staying after school to helping her clean brushes and whatever, and just to know more about the work. So for her, she could have got in trouble. The good thing about that, my mom worked for the district. Every school that I went to, my mom went to every district. So I was kind of jinxed with that. So I couldn't really do anything without my mom knowing everything about it or knowing the teachers. So my mentor, she ended up talking to my mom, letting her know, like, hey, this is what, AJ's doing, and this is what we're talking about. She said, oh, okay, it's fine. But that's where that all happened. And so I did not really take classes. I didn't go to like a, Arthur Findlay College. I did not take any of these classes. It just was more organic, very natural the way it happened. And the more that I started working with energy and sensing energies, the more I started picking up vibration around people. So it's like,
listen, AJ, you're like the lyric to the Justin Bieber's song, I get my light from the source. Okay, he might get his weed from California, but he's getting his light from the source. That's what's going on with you, honey. You got the direct hotline going on. Okay, you didn't need the intermediaries or intercessions. You went right for the hotline, yep. And I love that about you. And also, we have somebody that. Kind of like typed in her name is Barbara Ashby, and she recently lost her husband, and she was wanting to know if he was okay and if you were perceiving or picking up any energy from him.
Yeah, so hi Barbara. The first thing I do want to go into, I can definitely feel like that dad is, or for me would be father figure, but to you would be the husband figure. But I do need to recognize the older male figure is coming through. When he does step forward here, it's interesting with him because he's not coming through as if this is respectfully a tragic event. It makes me feel like there was more of a sudden but not unexpected passing. So I know there's something with him that he's bringing up for me as if I'm absolutely fine, but he's also bringing up his physical body, which lets me know that he wants to say like I'm still active or I'm still moving. So anytime they do that, it's more so for you to understand that. What's important for him to understand, he wants to give you this beautiful red rose, and I feel like it's his way of saying like he wants to express love to you, but also there might be a second meaning as if maybe his death anniversary is coming up or just passed, or your wedding anniversary is just passed or coming up, but I feel like this is his way expressing love and gratitude towards you.
Oh, that's awesome. Barbara, if you want to acknowledge that in the comments, if you're still with us, if the crash didn't frighten you away, I hope you're watching the rebroadcast, or if you were watching this, that you were able to take that message, because I know it's right on point. Why? Because AJ always is. Ta-da! All right. And AJ, we also have Dominique Chilme, and she's going in for surgery, and the doctor gave her 2 dates to choose between, June 24th or July 15th. And she was stressing over the decision. She was hoping that she could get some divine guidance as to which would be better for her.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing in numerology, they both break down to a 6 vibration. So either day would be great, but I would lean to anything that would go to, I would go to the 26th rather than the 14th. I just call it that one, but they both, for me, in numerology, break down to a 6 vibration. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I think it's more so staying on top of her health and making sure that there's no fear or worried about that.
Okay, so you hear that, Dominique? AJ saying you're covered no matter which one you choose. So if you want to, just put both dates, roll them up, and put them in a cup and pick one. All right? Because
I love
it's going to be great and fabulous no matter which one you choose. And you're divinely covered. You know that they're watching over you. You have been making fabulous, and I mean fabulous strides with treatments and flying through, going through with flying colors. And you're a Leo, honey. It takes a lot to get a Leo down, okay? So you're the queen. Put that crown back on your head and make your choice, and it's going to be perfect. Have more faith in you and your own gift and your own ability, because you're very gifted yourself. And AJ, do you find that a lot with, because Dominique is a very gifted reader herself. I find that so many people that are gifted are very insecure about their abilities for some strange reason, and they have to stop comparing themselves to others. And I think that's when they forget about the spiritual end of what we're doing here. It's everybody's on the hit parade in heaven, and I just feel that we're all meant to help each other out, to lift each other up, to empower each other, and that's the goal for everybody. That's what being spiritual is all about. Pardon me. AJ, did you have any special, now I know you said you had classes. Are these workshops or one-on-one classes?
Yeah, these are workshops. They're about 6 to 8 hours, but they're about 6 hours now, so they're straightforward. I used to break them up years ago, but for me, it was breaking up the vibration of the class, so we just keep them going. But these are workshops. Again, I have them every so often. I do different classes from beginners, intermediate, numerology. I also teach intuitive investigation, which is like psychic detective work. I work a lot with law enforcement, active, retired, a lot of private investigators, all that good stuff to help missing persons and homicide cases. Again, I do need to be clear when I say this, but psychics and mediums do not solve cases. We're just a tool in the police's tool belt, basically. Just kind of think of me as a canine dog. I kind of sniff out the information, and it's up to the detective to follow those leads and figure out if it pans out to the right direction. But I've always wanted to work in law enforcement. It just kind of happened in a different way. I just now work with it spiritually.
That's awesome. That's really great, and God bless you for that, because every time that I have worked with law enforcement in the past, it's just very draining, and I couldn't handle looking at the crime scene photos, to be honest with you, because I'm a Walt Disney girl. So it was a little too graphic for me. And so I said, bippity boppity boo, and I'll leave it to AJ and you. Okay. So God bless you that you have the perseverance and the tenacity to work with that, because, pardon me, it really takes a lot of strength
Yes.
to deal with that. And what it just takes my admiration for you up 5 more notches, AJ. I loved you when you did my session for me, and now I'm just like totally over the moon for you. And we want everybody to feel that way. So, contact him at his website, info@ajbarrera.com, and see for yourself. Let me tell you something. I'm raving about this man for a reason, for real. And AJ, we have V. Conte, Angelo Conte, wanting to know what you're perceiving around him. If you can pick up his mom.
Yeah. Did you say mom? Because I was just going to go to mom. Did you say mom?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just going to go to mom. So here's the first thing I didn't bring up here. This mom energy comes through right off the bat. When this woman comes through, she's actually comes through with a very strong, a very bold energy. I feel like this woman was a very loud woman, because as soon as you said the name, I was like, boom, I got mom. So I need to recognize her, that she wants to give him like this big, or her, the big spirit hug from the other side to recognize him and saying, I'm here for you. Now, when she comes through, what's interesting about her is that she's kind of owning accountability and responsibility, as if like, don't worry about me. This is not anything you could have fixed. This is not anything you could have done, because I feel like there's a sense of not guilt, but still wondering if mom is still around me. So I feel like that she's trying to communicate that I'm sending you messages from the other side quite often. And I feel like perhaps that he's being very rational, or two, he's not understanding what those messages are. So when mom comes through, I feel like it's her way saying hello from heaven and recognizing him. There's also a reference that she's telling me to talk about is going into the month of February as either a birthday or
That's
either a celebration.
His birthday.
Okay.
He's an Aquarius, yeah.
Okay, so just know that this is mom's way then recognizing him and saying like, this is my way of giving love and knowing that I'm here for you, okay?
Whoop, whoop. How is that for timing? Let me tell you something. A little love from above is what we're all about here. And, I know we're in Mercury retrograde zone, in the twilight zone tonight, but don't go away, because we just got the 3-minute warning from Michael Peters. So that means we're going to be 3 minutes, on hold, and then we're coming right back. So we don't want you going anywhere. We're here for you. And AJ, wow, is all I can say about you, darling. You are the bomb babe. So we'll be right back. If you're watching live, don't go away. Thanks, AJ. I'm so excited you're here.
No problem. See you guys soon.
Yay.